Hello, welcome to the project video for Group 15 for the class ECE373 Object-Oriented Programming at the University of Arizona. This is Dallin Lyons, and my team and I will be going over our project called Classic Card Games. Classic Card Games is a program that allows you to play 3 different card games: Uno, 24, and 99. I will be going over installing the project into Eclipse, showing you the Classic Card Games GUI, and demonstrating the Uno game, which is the game I implemented. Then Norman will go over his 24 game, and Becky will go over with her 99 game. Alright, so installing the project into Eclipse, you're going to download the zip file from D2L, and make sure you unzip it, otherwise Eclipse will not be able to see it. And once you've done that, you go to File, open Project from File System, Directory, and then go into your user, but mine's down right here, so I'm going to go here, and go to Downloads. I left it all in my downloads folder. You can put it anywhere you like as long as you remember where you put it. So go to downloads, and then you should show up final project. Click that and OK, and then finish. Now that we have the project into Eclipse, just going over a brief overview, we have our source folder, which has 3 of our packages. And then we have some extra files here. The images 99, and Uno card pictures file holds all the pictures for our playing cards. So how we did it is our player hands, we just have a bunch of J buttons, and in those J buttons we set their icon to be the picture of the corresponding card it's supposed to be. And that's how we get the hands in our games. The Classic Card Games picture is just the picture I have for the main Classic Card Games GUI, and then we have a couple text files here that just have all the instructions for some of our games. So going over overview, and our deck package is mainly the core of our project, where the deck and card class, and then we have a Uno card and an Uno deck class, because Uno cards are a little bit different than regular playing cards, but they use a lot of the same functions, so Uno card and Uno deck are subclasses of card and deck. Then in our game package, you can see our game class, which is the top level of our project. Our game class has subclasses, game 24, game 99, and Uno, for each of our respective games. And then we also have classes for each of our games GUIs, game 24 GUI, game 99 GUI, and Uno GUI. And then finally in our players package, we have a player class, and then we have some subclasses of player, of Hot Player 24 and Player 24. This is mainly because of special functions in the 24 game that you need to have certain variables, and Norman will go over with you. And then we have an Uno player, and the main reason why I had to do this is because Uno players have Uno cards in their hand, while players have regular cards in their hand. So I had to make that, otherwise it wouldn't have worked. So let's get started. In order to run the project, you're going to go to driver 1 in the game package. You can right click and run it as a Java application, or you can just highlight it, make sure it's highlighted, and then press play to run driver 1. Proceed. And this opens up. This is our Classic Card Games GUI. You can click these 3 buttons to play the individual games, or you can exit to close the program. So let's open it back up. So I'm going to show you the Uno game. So we'll play Uno. And once you click the game you want to play, it'll open up the respective game GUI. So you can click play. You can have instructions of how to play the game, or you can exit, which will take you right back to the Classic Card Games GUI. Let's go to Play Uno, and let's play. And then we'll select, in each of our games, we have the option of playing 2 to 4 players. We don't have any AI, so everything is user interaction. So for this sake, I'm just going to go to 2 players. Now that I've selected 2 players, in all of our games, when you click the amount of players you want to play, it'll close that GUI and it'll open this window, allow you to enter the players' names. So I'm just going to do my name, and let's do Adam. Click OK, and that'll jump you right into the Uno game screen. And as you can see, just to go over a brief overview, you got a Uno picture, and over here you got the player scores, the discard pile, the deck pile, and then it'll show you whose turn it is and what the current turn color is. Now, as you can see, you got Adam, in my case Adam's hand. Now in Uno, you're supposed to play either the same color or the same number as the card, and the only exception is you can play a wild card. And we have a wild draw 4 and just a regular wild card. And I'll go through each of these cards very quickly. So in this case, first let's do a 2. If I click that, the game window will close and reopen into the next person's turn. You can see Dallin's turn, the 2 got played, and the turn color is still blue. So now let's see, I have a 1, do this. Now it's back to Adam's turn. The 1 was played, and you can see he only has 6 cards left. You start out with 7. So going through this, I can keep playing. It just keeps going back and forth. Now you see here, it has a 0. I don't have a blue card, but I have a 0 still. That'll be green. So now it's green. You can see the 0 green. We can keep playing. So skip a couple of the special cards. You have a skip card, which will skip the next player to go. In that game, with the sense of 2 players, if I skip, it'll just be back to the original person's turn. So if I skip, it's back to Adam's turn, and now I can play again. So here we go, draw 2 cards. What draw 2 is, it gives 2 cards to the next person in line. So I'll do that, and you can see that in Dallin's turn, he'll have a bunch of 2 extra cards. So as you can see here, I can play this, but I want to end the game here pretty quickly. So if some reason why you don't have a card, if you don't have a card that's valid to play, and as you can see, like if I want to try and play this 1 here, you'll get this window saying, oh, you have to play a different card. And I can do that with a bunch of different cards. But if I don't have a card that I can play, I can click the deck pile, and it'll close and reopen with my extra card in my hand. So I'm going to keep doing this because I want to keep the color to be green, just so I can end this game and show you the end result. So how this works, in Uno, you want to get rid of all the cards in your hand. And if someone runs out of cards, then you add up the points of each of the cards in the other player's hands, and that adds to the players who ran out of cards total score. Okay? And then once you get above 500 points, you win the game. So here we go. Finally got a green. So now, I only have 2 cards left. So when you play your second to last card in Uno, you're supposed to yell out Uno, which we can't do that here. And if you don't yell out Uno and someone else does, then you receive 2 cards. So in this case, what I did is, if you play your second to last card, it's going to open a window that you'll have 3 seconds to call Uno. So you click that, and I'm safe. But if you didn't call Uno, and you didn't press that button, you'll receive 2 cards. So let me see if I can say with the 7. So now as you see here, I'm going to play my final card. And now you can see in Adam's score, he got 111 points. And we're playing again. We're back to 7 cards each, and we keep going. So after this, we keep going. And once you get above 500 points, you win. And that's the Uno game. And Norman and Becky will show you their respective games later in this video.
Hi, this is Norman Hong, and we'll be playing 24 of our card game. So, actually, when you download, there was a mistake, or on my part, where we needed an extra bracket at the end of the game 24 GUI.java. Also, we also needed to make this game, we needed to add in a 2 here to make the program run properly. Okay, and when you run the driver, this is what you get. So when you click from the main menu, play 24, the 24 main menu pops up. And don't show this again. So if you want to read the instructions, here it is. It's basically a game where 4 cards will be displayed and a list of operations, and you need to make 24 using the 4 cards. And an equation will be displayed as you click along. However, right now you can't backtrace, as in like you can't unclick the cards. So whatever you enter, it's set in stone right now. But there is a button where you can redeal and you can kind of start over and redo. But yeah, the points, how they're calculated is the difficulty of the operation, assuming that you do get 24. So if you don't get 24, you don't earn any points. And yeah. Also, if you don't make 24, you have to click the redeal for you to get new cards as well. So add and subtract are 10 points, multiply and divide are 20 points, and exponentiate and square root are 40 points. So let's get to playing. Enter a name. Norman. Okay, now we have this screen. You can't see all of it, but this is a 3 of hearts. So the point of this game is you can click around and you shouldn't be able to use the card more than once. A window should pop up if you try to use it more than once. It should also disallow you to use 2 cards in a row. You should have at least an operation in between. So if you click Jack, for example, that also says invalid card or operation. So let's try and make 24. Or let's just try the operations actually. So if you click in a operation button, it should close the window and then pop right back up, and that's how we decide to update the equation as well. So you can also enter parentheses as well, and they don't invalidate the operation list. So 3 times 8 minus 2 parentheses plus check, for example. And if you press enter, it tries to evaluate it, but this does not equal 24, so that does not do anything. If you click redeal, it just resets all of the cards and resets your equation as well that's displayed. And restart should restart the game. Here it is. Exit from this menu should exit from and return to the main menu. Okay. For quickness, I've already got a window here prepared already. So 8 times 3 is equal to 24. So if I can just do parentheses, oops. See, I tried to click an operation, it wouldn't let me. 5 minus 5 parentheses plus 8 times 3. This should equal 23, or 24 I mean. Excuse me. And then points are allocated and new set of deck, or new set of cards are dealt as well. So yeah, that's how you play this game. And the design, I made this only one layer. There are future missions in place. Okay, so design. So this is the game24.java, and this basically this is a constructor, and it allows these types of operations to be entered. And that's what is displayed on the GUI as well. And this function, or this method, check24, returns Boolean, so true or false if the equation is equal to 24 or not. And it calls check object as well. So check object and calculate checked object. that returns. This checks basically if it's an integer or not. If it is an integer, that means it's very possible for it to be 24, so it passes through. And if the result is not 24, you also fail them. Otherwise, if it passes everything, that means that you made 24, and that returns true. There's also a check valid turn. If it just returns the player's true or false of turnness, if they already went in the round or not. This checks the operations. A lot of these methods aren't really used in the GUI because it's outdated. Because when I started to make the game, I realized that I didn't have to check the operation itself when I can just add buttons and predefine the buttons themselves, or predefine the operations themselves. So yeah, display scores. This calculates the number of points that are in a round. So depending on which operations that you used, you get allocated a certain amount of points. And here is the instructions that you print onto the screen. And let's go into the game GUI. So these, the width and height 24, are just the frame size that we made. And here's the initialization of the entire 24 screen with its action listeners and handlers. Here is where you basically recursively call this method to play the game, and it would keep on updating and reading new images based on the cards that you deal. How to get the right card operations and the cards and operations based on the order that you click them is based off of a lot of Boolean variables to see if a card is used or not, or if it's a right turn to be using an operation. And every time you click a button, the window should dispose between the cards and operations. It should close the window and then open one back with the updated string. And so we add panels, and now is the restart exit. So they're also done using handles as buttons. Thank you.
Another card game option is to play Game 99. So in the classic card games main menu, if you click on the Play 99, the Game 99 main menu will pop up. If you click on the instructions, it will show you how to play the Game 99. So the goal is to keep the point total at or less than 99. After each card played, its face value will add to the total points. But except for the special cards, which are King, Queen, Jack, 10, S, and Spade S. I will try to play all the special cards to show how those functions going to work. And after you click the OK, you are back to the main Game 99 menu. If you click on the play, it will ask you how many players going to play in this round. So as example, I click 3 players. It will ask to enter the first, second, and third player's name. If you click on OK, the game will start it. So the current points total is 0 and it's A's turn. So just add it's for a regular card except for the special card, it will just add its face value. So right now the current points total is 9 and it's B's turn. And if you click on the special card, which is Q, it will ask you to subtract 20 or plus 20. So if I click on subtract 20, the current points total back to 0 because the points total cannot get below 0 even Even so, before it was 18, even I click on subtract 20, the minimum value I can get is 0, and right now it's 8 turns. If we click on the king, which will automatically make the points total to 99, as you can see. So right now it's B turns. If you click on another special card is 10, it will ask you to plus 10 or minus 10. So you will keep the current point total back to 89. So the Jack is another special card, which will just pass the C's turn, and the current points total will remain the same. So right now it's 8 turns, and current points total is still 89. So the spade ace, which is another special card, which will make the current points total back to 0. So after B played the spade ace, the points total back to 0, and right now it's C's turn. So try to add the points total up to 99. So right now if it is B turns, if we play a card to make the current points total over 99, a window will pop up and say that player lose, and which is B right now. So if we click on OK, the points total will back to 0. The game will keep playing with just A and C. So right now it's A's turn. Just keep playing the game as the same rules. So right now it's 99. C has no special card. So no matter what, it plays the card, and you will show the points total exceed the 99. So player C also lose a game. After you click on OK, it will say game over, and winner is A. So after OK, it will go back to the main game 99 menu. If you click on the exit, it will back to the main classic card games menu.